Lily with Keller Williams Realty, here to talk with you about our monthly market update for the month of September. So right off the bat, there's a lot of interesting stuff to go through here, so I'm going to try and kind of go through it quickly, and there's a few items here that I might make you a whole separate video on, that way we can kind of talk them through in more detail. Going right into the numbers, so we did actually see a decrease in activity across the board except for pending sales. And we've talked about this in the last few months. I kind of feel like I've been preparing this for you, especially if you are a client that I've been talking to directly all the time, that August tends to be a slow month for real estate. Now, it wasn't for our team. We actually sold a good amount of houses in August, but it was a slow month for new houses coming to the market. So from July, we actually saw a decrease of 13%. This month, in the month of August, we saw 3,698 houses go to the market. Now, I will say, I've said this in the past, that is a huge increase still from the year prior or from the beginning of the year, where I believe we had just above 1,000 new houses to the market. So we are seeing the market really start to increase, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the future of this video. And then, as I mentioned before, pending sales did see an increase. So we did see a lot more houses go under contract, which is good, about 5%, with 3,535 houses going under contract. So not bad. It does show that there's a little bit of an increase of activity there in August, which kind of tracks with how our team did. Sold homes saw an decrease down to 3,219 homes. That is an interesting point that we can talk about in the future. It is a time where we're seeing a lot of houses go under contract, but maybe not as many actually going through to sale. One reason for that, buyers right now are kind of feeling that fatigue of the market, and a lot of people I've noticed, even with buyers I've worked with, their stories I've heard, a lot of people are just trying to get under contract on a home, and they're not really actually sure if it's the house for them, or certain things come up, and the seller is just kind of has maybe a level of hubris when it comes to what they should take on as the seller, and then just refusing to take on a big repair, something of that nature. And that turns into a lot of discord between the two parties, and everything just ends. So a little bit there, that's probably one of the items we could do a whole other video on, but just when looking at those three statistics, it is interesting to see that, both new listings and sold homes saw that decrease, while we did see more pending sales. Inventory of homes, because of those numbers, actually did see a slight increase. So we're back up to 1 month, which is really, really amazing. Obviously we're still at a place where that's very, very low, but hey, if you are a buyer, that is a really good sign. If you are a seller, as always, as someone that works with both buyers and sellers, I got to keep things even. I will say, as a seller, now is probably the best time to sell as we see our market continue to even out. That will put you in a situation where, yes, you're still going to get a really good price for your house, but maybe when it comes to certain contingencies, things like that, you do think that probably time is of the essence to some regard. On that note, days on market has also stayed around the same levels, with 23 days on market. And then, good news for you home sellers out there, homeowners who are thinking of selling or just like to keep track of what the market is doing, because I know some of you just like to keep on that. I do notice from the emails I send out. Average sales price, we're up to $570 now. So huge increase in price. I mean, just looking year to year, we'll talk a little bit, about the difference between the summer and fall market. I had someone ask me recently, if we wait to, buy in the fall, will that be a better price point for us? Will we see a decrease in price? Typically, we do not see a huge jump of decrease in price at all when it comes to our market here in Portland. We don't have a hugely seasonal market. And that just shows when you look year to year, our average price point back last year around the same time was $480, and now we're looking at $570. That's almost a whole $100,000. And so if you are someone who maybe wants to wait out the market a little bit, unfortunately, it just doesn't really seem like that would be the case here in Portland. We do just see over time prices increase and increase. And I will say that's a really good reason also to be a homeowner. If we make those best decisions, get you that house in that really good area, not necessarily meaning good in the way that it's by all the cool coffee shops and stuff, which yes is a benefit, but that it's in a really good area that will see an increase of demand over time, you will get that really, really good equity. So it does suck as someone who's thinking about buying a house that you're seeing prices rise, but it should just be further motivation for you to get in there and be part of the market. I have clients who were really in a tough spot this last 6 months trying to find a house, and we're able to get them into that property that maybe isn't exactly their dream home, but it's something that we can get them into. They can build a lot of equity, and maybe we'll find their dream home over time, and it's still a property they really love and are enjoying living in and are enjoying the fact that they're no longer paying rent, feel like that was like 10 points all in one, but I'm trying to get this all out to you because I know it's just so much information I want you to have. So no, I'm talking fast. I know I'm talking about a lot of things, but just want to reiterate that point that prices are going to rise over time. And so it's really important that we get you in there when it's possible for you, when it feels comfortable for you to do so. So yeah, average price point is $570. So it's getting higher. I think that was almost like a maybe 10K jump from last month. I would have to check on that, but almost to that level. And then just want to put up, for you, yes, August is a slower month, but as I kind of alluded to before, we are still seeing increased activity across the board when you look year to year. So we've already seen a huge increase when it comes to the amount of listings to the market. We've seen a good jump for inventory of homes. So if you are a buyer, I do say, kind of also anecdotally from what I'm seeing, I think things will get a little better for you for the next few months here. But always a caveat, there are a few things you want to consider. We're already getting to 6 minutes on this video, so yes, again, a lot of these probably will be their own video, but there are some factors that could lead, one, to an increase of inventory. So I'll give you some good news first. Good, bad news, things that, for a lot of different people will be different scenarios. If we do see the end of the eviction moratorium, which I believe that one is already on the way, and then we are also seeing the foreclosure moratorium ending, that could be a lot of opportunity for new houses to come on the market. So people that own tenant-occupied houses might find it very advantageous to sell. Or if, there are houses that were holding off on paying their mortgage payments, either because of hardship or because some people just figured, hey, let me go put my money elsewhere. Right now I'll hold off my mortgage payments. That could lead to some people selling their houses. I don't see us having a huge flood of foreclosures like we've had in the past. Again, because for some people it wasn't really a lot. Statistics I've read, a lot of people that held off on paying their mortgage payments wasn't actually because they couldn't pay. It was because they just rather not invest their money elsewhere. So we can have a whole other video on that. I think that would be a really interesting one, but it still means that we could see an increase in the amount of houses coming to the market. But here's the other side of it. If you are a home buyer, we are in a situation where we are very most likely now going to actually see interest rates rise. I know we've said it for a while here, but what's happening with bonds, stuff of that nature, we can pretty greatly predict that we will see an increase in interest rates, which means for you a decrease in your purchasing power. So both with the steadily increase of purchase prices and the increase in the interest rates, it will greatly affect your purchase power. So this is where we need to get you in to talk with a loan officer to see where you're at currently, where we can get you, how quickly we can do that, and also just making sure, I don't want to put a ton of pressure on you, but just want to give you this education that yes, we need to kind of start getting that working for you. If you are a home seller, those other points I made here recently about, all the factors that could lead to more inventory for you, that just means, again, it's probably a good time to start thinking about, if you're thinking about selling your house, getting your house on the market, as more inventory of homes comes on the market, just means that you're probably going to get less offers, still good price for your house, still good amount of offers, but less, and you're just going to have less opportunity that you would have had in the last few months here. So happy to talk about that with you. Happy to talk with you if you're a buyer, if you're a home seller, or someone who's even just thinking about those things in the next few years here. I'm happy to be a resource for you and have those initial conversations. And if you have any questions on any of this, I'm already at 9 minutes, it's crazy. I am here for you. Feel free to shoot me a message on whatever platform you are watching this on, or I'll also have my contact info below. And feel free, it would help us out a ton. Give us a follow, give us a like, comment if any questions you have, or if you liked this video, if there's anything else you would like to see us do a video on. And looking forward to talking with you soon. Thanks.